Well, we have some news that just dropped by Jeremy Fowler of the NFL that might have some 49ers fans' interests piqued because it is involving a top cornerback in the league in regards to Chiefs L'Jarius Sneed. Now, we know Sneed very well because we just saw him in the Super Bowl and he did a hell of a job. Him along with McDuffie, those two were great. Well, it did look like that Sneed was going to get the contract extension from the Chiefs, but apparently he and the Chiefs have agreed to allow L'Jarius Sneed to go out and seek a potential trade. It does appear that the Chiefs are going to hit him with the franchise tag, but they are going to allow him to look for a potential new team in a trade, or just continue to talk and move towards a potential contract extension. So this is very fascinating because, as you know, San Francisco 49ers, I think, need a starting cornerback on the opposite side of Charvarius Ward. Diamador Lenore has been an absolute phenomenal player for them, but I think they need a true lockdown corner on the opposite side and allow Diamador to play in the nickel and or just use his versatility to play all over the place. So this makes this name very interesting. Now, that means, though, you would have to be trading with the Chiefs, whether giving capital or a player to be able to acquire L'Jarius Sneed. And then once you acquire him, you got to pay him. So if you look at Spotrac right now, the market value price for Sneed is $16.3 million per year on average. The market value is being projected at a 4-year salary or a 4-year contract, which would have the value at $65 million, which would be the 10th richest cornerback contract in the league right now. And for comparison's sake, Charvarius Ward got a 3-year deal for $40 million. The average salary is $13.5. So it would be actually more than what Charvarius is making right now, based on these numbers. So, but also you have to account for the cap space going up and all those different types of things. So it becomes an interesting conversation because I know from seeing some of the fans' responses after the game was it would be great to have one of those two cornerbacks to pair up with Mooney and Diamador Lenore. Well, could this be the opportunity? And again, you're probably going to have to trade for him. So are you trading a second-round pick, second plus more, player plus a pick, to go and get this cornerback? Again, you're getting a guy who's plug-and-play, starting caliber, lockdown corner on the opposite side of Mooney Ward, and then you're likely kicking Diamador Lenore into the slot. But it could be an option to consider. Now, obviously, the 49ers need to be really smart about this. They can't just go, throwing draft picks and throwing money away and just, going out and getting whoever, right? There's, still contracts that need to be had internally, whether it's, Brandon Ayuk, who we've talked about, Jawan Jennings, Talanoa Hufanga. So there's still deals that need to be made, but we also know restructures can occur, so that could be a potential option, to clear up additional money or anything like that. However, it does become interesting to see because, L'Jarius played all the games last year. He played 100% of the games. He did pretty well, all things considered. Passer rating of 73.95. It's pretty solid. I mean, you just look over his stats. He did a pretty solid job, and of course, we saw it up close and personal during the Super Bowl. So, would that be something to consider, or do you think, for the simple fact of not only do you have to pay him, but you got to trade for him, you got to give up assets? if you pay him, does that mean you're going to have to look to extend, Charvarius Ward pretty soon? Diamador Lenore is actually not that far away from needing a contract extension, potentially either. So it's an interesting call. But I do know, that I think the 49ers need to address the cornerback position with a veteran. You can definitely look towards the draft. You could definitely look towards Darrell Luter Jr. potentially being able to fill into that role. Right now, it's just unknown because we haven't seen what he's capable of. But there could be an opportunity for this team to strengthen their secondary by going out and getting a veteran. And I feel like, obviously, regardless of what they do in the draft or whatever, that would be the best case moving forward, is to get a veteran starter on the outside, and then you have all this flexibility with Mooney and Diamador, and you can do a bunch of different things and match up your coverage and rush a little bit better, especially since we've seen in the past. So I don't know. I just wanted to pose this to you guys. It's definitely something that I've seen fans talk about before, but now it sounds like it's an actual possibility. And so would you do that? Would you trade capital, whether picks or players, to go get a player like L'Jarius Sneed, who's plug-and-play starting cornerback, outside corner, showed lockdown capabilities? Trading with the Chiefs? We gonna make that move with those guys? Now, we know that the 49ers have made moves with the Chiefs before. Think D Ford. They gave up a second for D Ford, signed him to a big-time contract. I think the 49ers are finally done paying D Ford part of that contract, but again, it comes with the territory. So is that something that you would want to do? Would you actually trade with the Chiefs? And if so, what would that trade look like? And I'm really curious to see. So let me know what you guys are thinking in the chat. Put your GM caps on, pretend like you're John Lynch and you're calling up Veach of the Chiefs and present an offer. Let me see your best offer in the chat, just because I think this is a player that most fans would actually be interested in potentially going after. So, well, what would it take? I want to see what you guys think, whether draft picks, whether players. I want to see. So let me know in the comments below of what your best deal would be to go get L'Jarius Sneed, or if you don't think it's a fit, if it's too much money on top of having to give up capital, etc., let me know as well. Or if you're just like, I don't want to trade with the Chiefs, that's not going to happen, you can let me know about that too. So let me know about all this in the comments below. Should the 49ers be interested in L'Jarius Sneed? Let me know.